Welcome to an out-of-the-box overview video. Today I am looking at Tron Origin. Tron Origin is a submission in the 2025 Solitaire board game competition. And recently I went to see Tron Ares, and then I started to look for some board games that were Tron-like. I couldn't find anything easily accessible, and then I found this on the competition this year. I put a link below. Tron Origin is a game that plots Tron, the original character Tron's ascension to the first movie. So it is a prequel type game where the Tron character has to go through a number of different challenges in order to make it through to what we know as Tron the first movie. The game itself is card based, and it has sets of cards that represent both your character Tron and the MCP, the Master Control Program, which is the enemy. The game is split up into campaigns, and there are we've got 3 campaigns currently, and each campaign has 4 missions that go across almost mini games that Tron is going to be playing in order to succeed. So there's a disc war where he's throwing his disc to take out enemies. There's a hyperball. We are bouncing a ball off a grid to try and destroy D-res enemies. A light cycle arena, and a tank program where you're driving a tank around a environment. The game is really well set up in that you get you get 3 different ones that you can play through a campaign. So you've got 3 different ones to go through. Each one has 4, and on the back it's got the extras. So it's got the rules, the extra lives, and the different elements that you have to do to succeed. In terms of the game itself, it also has a very clever kind of randomization mechanism. So when you play the game, you have a set of start cards, and when you play level 1, there's a set of level 1 cards that you can augment your deck. So there's kind of like a deck building process to it. Then when you play the second one, you can grab some level 2 cards, level 3 cards, and level 4 cards. So as you increasingly go through, it's like character growth for Tron as they get better and better and get better in the game. The way that the cards work is each one has a movement, an attack, and a defense value, and then you've got these variability. So when you draw cards, you have them in your hand, and you'll have one to start with. Then if you play your next one, it gives you some level of, so now I've got a 1 for movement, but it's an up, so that's actually a 2 for movement, that's a 0 for attack, and that is a 3 for defense. So then the next time I play a card, I play it here, and so then I would have, there's no change there, so I'd have 2 for movement, 2 for attack, and a 0 for defense. And so you can get to work out how you want to play the game depending on where you are in the current game. Once you've run out of cards, you then draw back up. If you use the full amount, so if I did a 2 movement, then if I was playing level 1, you'll see at the bottom they have the movement, attack, defense icons. If I moved my full movement, I would then get that card, it would go in my discard, and then possibly get reshuffled in. And so each level, if you'd use your full attack, you get the new attack cards, full defense, the new. So there's this neat mechanism in terms of increasing your deck and making it more powerful. If you look at the Master Control Program, it does the same thing, and it's got similar things. So it's got the same mechanism of drawing cards and upgrading its deck. Also, it's got these neat things at the bottom. Because it is a solo game and there are different alternatives that the other player that you're playing against could play, you've got these little arrows that you draw a card, and it gives you some kind of randomization that if you've got a choice of left and right, you draw a card and that will tell you to go left. And so the designers thought about how to make the random just not on your choice, but more realistic, or more random, harder to guess. In terms of the build, the PnP build, quite exciting. You've got these cards, which I have double-sided and laminated. And so there's a set of cards for yourself, and there's a set of cards for the master control program. There's a set of cards for the campaigns, and I'm going to go through each of the mini games in a minute. There are also standees. They were tokens in the game. I've put little clips on them to make them standees so they run around. You've got energy cycles, lines for your light cycles, and then you've got your other vehicles like your tanks. And I've put little markers on the bottom so they're a little bit raised when they walk around. So let's have a look at there's a really good playthrough video done by the designer, so I'm not going to do a full video. This is more of just an overview. You can go off and find that and watch that. So if you're playing the first campaign, where would I do with that? It was called the Origin, wasn't it? There it is, Origin. You'd start with Disc War, and Disc War is, so the card itself tells you which arena it's going to be in, so it's map number 3. And so you'd have map number 3, you'd be Tron, so you find your little Tron token, it goes there, and then you put the enemies, which in this case are little spidery things that are coming to attack you. And this is like a kind of a mini skirmish, but again, you can get to see their movement. You can have the defense, so you can move appropriately, you move orthogonally, and you play out the pieces. And so you've got Disc War is basically hitting them one hit kills them, because if you look at your card here, Tron has got 1, 2, 3, 4 lives. The bugs have 1 HP, and the aim is to de-res. So you get all the instructions are built in. If we look at the next one, Hyperball. This is a really interesting map because it's got the rings. So you've got your Hyperball, and then you've got the different rings that are going to be, and I have laminated these so they're a little bit stiffer. And so the way this plays is that you have a turn, or someone has a turn. Oh, I've lost the orange one. Oh yeah, there it is. Here we go. Here's the orange one. And we'll do that one. Okay. So the way this works is that whoever's got the ball, and I'm using a shiny token, so this is like throwing a disc and they bounce off the other side. So you'd start at the middle, I'd have an enemy that was on this side, and say your card was like this. You would do you could do a 2 movement. Oops, I'll make that a bit higher. Here we go. A 2 movement, and then you could throw it. So I could go, and I want to make it a place that's hard for them to catch. So I might go 1, 2, and then you throw it. It mirrors, so it'll land on the other one. So then the enemy, they get 2 cards. They get 1 card to try and move, and then they try and catch it. So in this case, they would have a movement of 2. So they'd move to 2. And then it was thrown with a 2, and they have a defense of a 3, so they would actually catch it. Then they would throw their one, so they could do a move 1, and they probably want to move back out of the way, and then they would bounce it and it would land here. And then I would have to have 2 cards, so I'd have 1 to move it and catch it, and then I would be able to move and throw it. This goes backwards and forwards, and if anyone doesn't catch it, then that level gets de-resed. And you can jump over 2, but you get to the point where, you know, you might be standing there, and then all of a sudden you're in a difficult position until you fall through. So it really captures that sense of the game, which I really like. So, you know, this is Tron at its kind of purest form. So that's Hyperball. There we go. And where have I gone now? That's for the users. I'm looking at the wrong pile. Here we go. Light cycles. So light cycles is, as you would expect, this one is on map 2. A second, I'll find map 2. So you'd set up light cycles like so, and you would have a tank. The enemy tanks have got turrets, so they can fire in all directions, but they can't move through objects. Tank program. No, this is 4. I should be doing 2. Where's 2? Light cycle. Here we go. On to 3. Yep, that's right. So I'm actually on map 1. So map 1. Okay, so we have a tank. Would be here. We would have a enemy cycle here, and I would start my cycle here. And this is where we get these little tokeny things. And so when you'd move, I would, again, you draw your card, and so I had that, I would move on this level 4. I definitely wouldn't have level 4 cards. So I had some level 2 cards. So I had that. I have move 3, so I move 1, and you then put in the trail. And I would go 2, and that would give me an L. And you're leaving a trail behind your light cycle, and then I could go 3, and that would be my turn. And then the enemy, the same, they would grab some cards, and if they got, so they got that, they are also moving a 2, they move 2, and you have to go with the flow, and then they might go like this, and the tank would move 2 and probably shoot at me. The origin card on the back will tell you how much health you've got. I've got 4, the enemy's got 4, you can't de-res the tank, and we keep on doing this, and if you end up going into a wall, you take 5 points of damage. And so the idea is to hit into the enemy's light cycle as you move these paths, and the paths don't disappear, and then it gets more and more complicated. You want to avoid the paths, you want to avoid the tank. It becomes very, again, super thematic. So that was the life cycles. Gets a little bit of a mess to tidy up, so you do need to have some kind of storage activity. And then the last one is, where I've lost it now, Origins 4, yeah, tank program. So in the tank program, in this case, we will be running on 2, and you would have, that's quite neat. So this has got an enemy tank, it's got an enemy, what are they called, reclaimer, rejoiner, the big flying things. I would have an enemy light cycle as well, and I would be in the tank. Now I would start down here. Oh, I was running the wrong way. And I would start down here. So super flexible. I mean, really easy if you wanted to make up your own maps and playtest things. And this one, you've got a tank, you've got a recognizer. There he is. Enemy light cycle. It's only got 1 hit, and we have to de-res all the enemies. So I am. Oh, this one says I'm using Tron's light cycle. I've got it as a tank, so I'd run it as a tank, and you run around and you shoot things. So those are your 4 mini games. So really neat print-to-play build. Lots of things to build. Super thematic. 3 campaigns that you can go through, or you could just mix and match if you wanted to play. Yeah, super fun. I'll put a link below. This is on. There's still time to vote. I'm going to be voting for this one. I really like it, and I'll be playing some more. If you want to see the actual game in action, there is a really good video on YouTube by the developer. This is Tron Origin. Don't forget to subscribe and like.